Hi, Cancers. I have been gone for a while. I know. I'm gonna try and get these out whenever I can because I have a lot going on in my life right now. I have a lot of new developments happening. I'm trying to move unexpectedly. That move came out of nowhere. So I'm trying to find a new place. So it's a lot going on. I'm not speaking on everything that I'm doing yet until it's actually getting ready to like pop off because I'm no bad juju around it. But let's see what is going on for a lot of you, for you all. If you resonate with this, remember this is good for your sun, moon, or rising. Or you can apply this to whatever house you have Cancer in. So like Cancer is my 9th house in my chart. So let's see what is going on. Let's get right into it. This is the last one. I feel like a lot of you are trying to avert something. Avert. Yeah, there it is. You got the Two of Swords. A lot of you have a decision that you have to make about something, and you have been putting this decision off for the longest time. Because you have the Tower in reverse at the bottom. So you're probably thinking, if this is something that you can put off for a while, oh, there's a lot of cards, that you can put off for a while, you can just ignore it. But the more you put it off, the more confused you're going to get and the more worried you're going to get about whatever this is. This is a lot of things that is in your mind right now, but once you get it out, you're going to be okay about it. A lot of things, it's something that brings you worry, and you feel like if you ignore it or act like it's not there, it's not going to bother you, even though it's at the back of your mind, because you guys have to make a decision about something. Whatever this is, it may not necessarily be the hardest decision, but you're making it harder than it needs to be, because this is going to have to be something that you cannot attach your emotions to. We have the Queen of Wands in the reverse, and you also have the King of Pentacles upright. You have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's see. So far, there's no cups here. You have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And you guys, what are the last two cards? The High Priestess. This is one of my favorite cards because it's a very intuitive, going within yourself to trust in yourself type of card. That's what the meaning is. Using that inner light to guide you. And still, there's no cups here besides the High Priestess, which I don't even know why. This is more like, to me, it has to do with emotions, but not so much. You have to trust in like those angels around you that are helping you out. There we go again. Look at this. The bottom of the deck, you guys have the Eight of Cups. So there is something, a decision that you all have to make to walk away from something, to separate from something now that's going to lead you in a new direction, but you're not necessarily going to be happy about what this is. You're looking at things from a negative headspace, even though you know whatever this change is that is coming in, that you have to make this decision about, it's going to end up being something good for you. Change is good. Even if the change puts you through a lot of tests, it's actually testing how strong you are with being adaptable. But they're saying whatever this change is that comes in, how things are going to be spinning in motion for you all, you're going to be more than satisfied about it. You're going to find that inner healing that you've been looking for. You're going to be able to come back to that true source of self that you've been finding, that you've probably been lost in for a while. Again, with this Queen of Wands, you're not necessarily happy about not wanting to make this decision because it's going to get to the point where you're going to feel like you're being forced into this. You're also worried about making others upset. You're not using your talents to the full potential that you can be using them to as you keep putting this decision off. Whatever this is, they're saying you're not necessarily happy with making this decision because you're comfortable where you are. For some of you, you have some type of seniority and a lot of responsibilities around whatever this is that you don't want to make this decision about disrupting your life, changing this life. Right now, the universe is giving you that opportunity, that chance to make this for yourself. But if you don't, there could be something further down the road, not right now, but further down where something happens, a hiccup could happen, and then you're going to look back and be like, I wish I would have made that change. When I had the willpower, when I had the power all within my hands to do this. But you guys are waiting. It seems like you guys are waiting for something on the emotional side to come in to validate your reasoning for either wanting to change or wanting to stay where you're at. They're saying this is going to end up getting too much for you wherever you're at right now. Things can get out of control, and that's when that thought's going to come back where it's just like, this isn't what I wanted. I'm not getting the expansion that I thought I was going to have. For others of you, when this change initiates, if you initiate it, you're going to find that I have some watermelon sitting in the refrigerator right now, and I just got a huge craving for it. So after I finish y'all's, I'm probably going to go eat some and then go and do Leo's reading. But for many of you, there's something that's getting out of hand. For some of you, this is like, you may feel like your thoughts are getting out of hand and overcrowded, and that's what's keeping you up at night because you're worried about making that wrong decision. You're worried about not being recognized in the way, in the light that you want to be recognized. You're worried about not having that comfortability that you've already acquired. But they're saying there's something that has gotten dull and boring for you. You feel like there's no more expansion for you wherever you're at. And you're just going around and round and round and round and round in circles, doing the same thing over and over again. And the responsibilities are getting too much for you not to see that expansion or for you not to level up. So they're saying right now you need to trust in whatever your soul and your angels is guiding you towards. Because for a lot of you, you're going to come to having to break away from something that you find a lot of comfortability in. Something that you have status in. Something where you have tenure in. You're going to come that you have to make a decision to go in a completely different route out of your usual routine in order to find that happiness that you've been searching for, or that happiness that you've been wanting to come in, but you haven't necessarily found it. You have the opportunity right now, but you're also afraid and you're looking at it from a negative viewpoint in the current moment. Ironically, you only have 2 cards here that are major arcana cards. So everything is still definitely up to you. They're just saying you have to trust in that guidance. They're saying don't take guidance from anybody that is going to force you or try and persuade you to try and stay where you're at. You want to take guidance from someone that's going to give you both sides of the coin. Like, for instance, I still call her my boss, even though she hasn't been my boss for like the last 5 years. When I lived in Texas, I had a boss. I'm still good friends with her. And before I moved to New York, I would actually talk to her, and she would give me both sides of the coin. Like, well, if you stay here, this is what could happen. But I also think that if you move, you'll be able to blossom. You want somebody to give you advice like that, not advice that's going to be like, well, you should stay here for this amount of time because you can retire, and then you have all of this stuff. Even though we know you're not happy, but how do you know it's not going to work out up there or wherever you're transitioning to, wherever you're wanting to transition to? You want to get the person that gives you like that example I gave you about my boss, where it was just like, if you stay here, this could happen, but if you go up there, you have all these possibilities. And if it doesn't work, I can always take you back if we have the space. You want somebody to give you like advice like that, not one that's going to end up being like kind of scaring you into staying where you're at. And I feel like that's where a lot of you are at right now within yourself. It's like almost like you want something new, but then you're afraid of the change that could come with, or that will come with, and disrupting your routine. And this is something that you cannot base off of your emotion. It's strictly off of your intuition and where you feel called, what you feel called to do. What is the Two of Swords, please, for the Cancers? You're going to have to ask yourself, what is my calling? You have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. You're not so sure about this decision that you guys are having to make. You're not sure about the stability that it can bring you. You're doubting that stability aspect of it. And if it's something that you can withstand for a long time. For some of you, this could have to do about like starting your own business and having to invest all this time and energy into it, but you're worried that if I do this and it doesn't work out, I failed. You guys have the Hanged Man here. So you've been thinking about this long and hard. It's going to come to a point where you're going to have to make that decision. What's the Two of Swords, please? You're weighing both sides of it. You're deciding not to make a move until you have everything that you need. You're not going to make anything quick. Everything's not going to happen quick. Again, you don't have any Cups cards that are here. You're very nervous about this. This energy gives off very nervous energy, very nervous vibes. Like, I don't know what to do. I want to move towards something else. But then at the same time, I don't know if that's actually going to work out. It's very erratic, nervous type energy. And it's like almost like it's down to the wire. What's this Nine of Swords, please, for the Cancers? And that's why you're worried about. That's that nervous energy. For a lot of you, you're thinking about this day in and day out. I wouldn't even be surprised if you're having dreams about this. Oh, that was upstairs. I was like, what was that noise? Oh, look at that. The Two of Swords again. You guys are working long and hard on this thought, and you also have the Two of Cups. So these are about your choices that you have to make. You have the Two of Swords, the Two of Cups. You're emotionally tied to something that you feel very strongly tied to, but then you're worried about having to make this decision to either continue on with this or break this away. I feel like for some of you, you are very nervous about making this decision because you're afraid of losing those connections, those relationships that you have built years establishing. You guys have the, you're afraid to make this change. For a cardinal sign, even though you are the Crab, you have this tough exterior and this mushy interior, and you don't like letting other people see that mushy interior so much. You are an emotional being, but you present yourself like everything is okay on the outside, even if you're like having all this turmoil on the inside. But they're saying you're not confident in this choice that you have to make. They're not telling me what answer to give. Of course, I'm not going to give you an answer. This is for entertainment purposes. But you're also wanting to expand. You're wanting to see what else is out there. But then again, you're confused, which is making you stay stuck where you are because you have a lot of memories. You have a lot of good times that you've experienced wherever you're at right now. But at the same time, you aren't sure how much more stable and how much more you can build off of where you're at right now, and you're wanting something new, but you're not making that decision to go towards something new because you're being given a lot of different angles of what other people are thinking. For some of you, you're talking too much to other people instead of making this decision for yourself, which is causing you to doubt yourself and your talents and your abilities. Again, there's that Queen of Wands in the reverse, and you're becoming more and more upset with yourself as this is as you're waiting on whatever this answer is going to be. What's the High Priestess, please? That inner turmoil. You're not sure what to do. The spirit is asking you to trust in yourself, trust in the answer that you are receiving. Where is it you are truly feeling you're going to be able to blossom into the butterfly from the caterpillar? With that Five of Wands that came out, there's a lot of confliction here with which direction you need to go, how you need to move about this. And this is all within yourself. Nobody else can make this decision but you. You can get advice from other people, but you want to make sure it's advice that comes from the angle of all different aspects that will give you some type of clarity. And that's what you are having a hard time doing. See, you're staying stuck with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. As you fight to try and figure out what it is, you already know internally and subconsciously what it is that you want to do, but you're not coming to that realization at the forefront physically. For a lot of you, you're having like this back and forth. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? They're saying you need to listen to yourself. For many of you, I do feel like you may end up disbanding from whatever it is that you are currently involved in. For others of you, this could be you getting bad advice from somebody. What's the Hierophant, please? And one more. Thank you. A lot of introspecting thoughts. What's going to bring you the most joy? But the question that you are having to think of is, am I ready to let something go? Am I ready to give up on this? There are a lot of, for some of you, this is going to be happening around the end of Gemini season, going into your season, Cancer season, I almost said July. When this actually comes to the forefront that you have to make that decision. I think this was the first card. You guys have the Knight of Wands in the reverse with the Hierophant. Let's see what your other cards are. You have the World card upright, okay. And you also have the Knight of Cups. Whatever it is that you are emotionally tied to right now, and with this Knight of Cups, I feel like you're already doing whatever this is. I do feel like there's going to be like a counter offer that comes with this as you make a decision to go towards something that you think is going to be more fulfilling and you have a little bit more freedom and expansion, and it's going to open you up to something new with this Hierophant in the reverse as you make that decision to let something go. I do feel like there is going to be some type of message that comes in, just like, oh, I wish you didn't do this, I wish you weren't leaving, I wish you weren't making this decision. But you're going to have to do what's going to be best for you, what's going to give you fuel that fire in your life again. Let's get your oracle cards. Go. Oh, look at that perfect message at the bottom. Higher power. You need to listen to what your angels and your guides are telling you. You have to the sea. How did this come out? It came out in the reverse. I was like, how did it come out? It came out in the reverse. You need to trust that it's time for you to move in a new direction. It's time for you to expand on something within your life. Right now, you're trying to do things that's going to be fair and how other people see fair, which is by the book. You're trying to do everything very ethically, even if other people don't have your best interest at heart. And that's why you are staying stuck where you're at right now, because with this fork in the road message right here in the reverse, you're not making that decision because you're trying to do everything that's going to appease everybody else. All right, Cancers, that's all I have for you. I'm going to try and stay a little bit consistent as I'm doing all these changes in my life right now. So if you don't see me for another while, that'll be it. But please like, share, comment if this like resonates for you. And thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon.